to draw a face. Now this is going to be used for sort of like realistic and neotrads. And the idea is this is basically a formula for getting a structure. So it's going to teach you where to put the nose, where to put the eyes, the mouth. You know, so now a lot of people seem to struggle with this, and this is a very simple formula that will get you everything exactly where you want it to be. So to start with, I'm going to sketch in a good sized circle. Do a line coming through the middle of this, and the length you have here, you want to duplicate this roughly down the bottom. So about the same sort of length, I'm going to come across outwards. I'm going to bring this line upwards, and then this line is going to curve up into this one. Make sure this line is a bit of an angle. You don't want this line to be straight. Now we have that. The whole length we're going to divide in half. So we're going to get a line coming roughly through halfway through it. There. Line halfway through this line. And then halfway through this section. And the idea is we're going to have eyes, nose and mouth. Now start with the eyes. We're going to divide this section up into 5 equal parts. So each section is roughly about the same distance, you know, about the same kind of space. And then these 2 gaps is where we're going to do the eyes. So I can do the eye now. So I'm going to bring in this little dip here, come up a touch. I'm going to curve this outwards to the other edge here. I'm going to bring this line across, and this line isn't going to be as steep. It's going to be a little bit less steep. Come back, I'm going to curve that into that, so you get this little bump bit here. Just get a little curve around there. Then you want to get a circle in the eye, and a circle within that one. Now we're going to do this line over the eye now, and I don't want this to be like perfect sort of, you know, sort of circle, so we're going to bend it up a little touch, make it a little bit uneven, come around the eye, and down. You can have a little fold line just there and there if you want. So that's the rough positioning for the eyes. Now the eyebrows, I like to bring in just a tiny bit from the corner of the eye. So bring a little line up there and quite close to it. I'm going to bring this across. It's going to come here, come past the eye. I like it to be nice and thick. You know, it's a male face, you don't have to be like this, you know, sort of like thin eyebrows, it just won't look right. So on there you can have a couple little lines just on the inside if you want, like so. Now if you draw a line coming down from the corner of the eyes, this is roughly the width you want the nose to fit in. Like you want the nostril bit and the nose to kind of fit in that bottom bit. You don't need to go wider than it. You can have it smaller if you want, but you generally don't want to go too much wider than that. So for the nose, I'm going to start here just a little bit above that line we've done, the nose line. I'm going to curve this up. Create a circle bit so you kind of got the nostrils. Going to create a line coming outwards, touching the edge of that line, and this is going to come up. And now within this space, I'm going to have a circle. And where these nostril bits are here, I'm going to just kind of curve down into it. I'm going to create this curved line just here that will connect up with that circle we done in the centre. So that gives you a good sort of structure for where that part of the nose goes. Now coming from the eyebrows, I'm going to curve inwards and then curve down that circle. Now when you get to about here, you want to curve this kind of up a touch. It's kind of sort of showing where the top part of the bridge is. A little curved line just here from the eyebrow to eyebrow. Now on the side of the nostril, I'm going to bring this line out a touch and then just bring it back in, connecting up to that line. So it basically tells you the structure of the nose. And now coming down, we've got the mouth. Now if you draw a line down from the pupil, like so, you want the mouth to kind of fit within this space. So bring a line in the middle of this box we have here now. So we're going to bring this line up and down like so. I'm going to bring this up and curve it so have it joining like so. And then we're going to go line across here, come out quite wide and point up to those corners like so. I'm going to bring a little triangle base just underneath this nose and just shade it in a bit, just kind of a bit of a drop shadow from the nose, so you get a hint of that kind of structure shape just there. And now from here we have the chin, and now depending on how sort of like strong you want the chin, depends on how big you want it. So I'm going to bring this little curved line just here, the little circle just coming off of that, and I know what my chin just a bit above that, so I'm going to bring this chin a little bit higher. And I'm going to have a little bit of bum chin, so it's going to curve down a touch. So it's going to curve up. And this is going to go up this way. So I'm just going to get rid of that little bottom line now, so you don't need that. Now the structure here can be different if you want, like I might end up bringing this down a touch. Yeah, further, there we go. And now the ears, I like to have just a tiny bit above this eye line. Coming down, just a little bit above that nose line we done. Now everyone sees the difference, so I'm going to create this little inside bit, so we're going to dip inwards, just make some bumpy little lines, curve down, a little space curving up, a little line just out there. I always do them differently, I never do them the same twice. And now coming up from this chin bit down the bottom, so we're going to bring this line up here, bring this line up, just a touch past that mouth line, going to curve this out and curve it towards your eyebrow. Little line just on the outside here, it's going to tell you where you want your cheekbones. This line coming up from the eyebrows just there, and just reinforce that line. So this is, we have a bit of shadow just here above this eye bit, and this is kind of where the head shape would change. So you'd have shadow within that section. Now coming up from the ear, I'm going to make the hair stuff now. So this is going to come up here, and this is going to create where the hair would go. So this is going to come out a touch. Come up here, I'm going to turn off the symmetry now. So I don't want this bit symmetric. I'm going to bring this line in just roughly around here. So this is roughly going to be where you want the hairline. And you want the hair to kind of fill in this nice space at the top. It's going to raise this inside line bit here because it's bugging me a touch now. I don't particularly need this. And just what I'm doing now, I'm going to put a little circle just in the corner of the eyes just there. So now we have this structure. I'm going to give him a hairstyle. Now the hairstyle is completely up to you. You know, you can go whatever hairstyle you want. I'm going to kind of have him like hair kind of sort of brush back in this direction, I think. Just kind of just sort of generic kind of hairstyle. So I'm just going to bring back these kind of curved shapes, kind of curving off. Just kind of building up layers of it. Not all the same, just kind of. And as we get here, kind of where the hair sort of changes shape, so I might have the part and kind of coming off a bit the other way. Nothing too crazy, just generally roughly where the hair will go. And we're coming down for the neck now. Going to turn joint assist back on. It's going to come down here just a little bit inside that jaw shape. So it's going to come down a touch. And once we get to about here, I'm going to curve it down a bit more. And you can start curving out there. Create a little line just in here. Just a hint of like the shoulder collarbone. And a little line just in there just to sort of show where the Adam's apple go. And that's the basic structure of the face. You know, the other part's where you put your shading. So if you imagine drawing a line around the bottom part of this eye, this like circle, connects that from one part of the eye to the other part of the eye. Now that's going to be a highlight section when you're shading. This part of the nose here is going to be a highlight section. This here is going to be shaded. The side bits here will generally have shade maybe on one side or both sides, depending on where your light source is. 9 times out of 10 you can have shading underneath the chin. A little bit just here, kind of around the mouth area. So drawing assist off for 2 seconds. I like to put a bit of shade inside the eye, so a bit of shadow coming from the top, bit just downwards. A little bit of shadow just on the inside part of the eye as well. You know, on the white parts you always have a bit of shadow there as well. A lot of people always want to make it pure white. The inside part of the eye is not pure white. There's always a little bit of shadow in there as well. So I'm just putting a bit of shadow just here above the eyelids. And you often get a bit of shadow just underneath the eye as well. So you can bring a little line just underneath the eye. And that's where you generally let the eyelashes will go, underneath the eye. You can have your eyelashes above it as well. But now when I'm drawing, I tend not to do too many eyelashes. Sometimes I just make the top eyelid a bit thicker to give the hint of the eyelashes rather than the actual eyelashes themselves. You know, as bottom part of the nose, I will generally have a bit of shading. Underneath the nose here, I will generally have a bit of a drop shadow for that part of the nose. And yeah, you can kind of go crazy from there, just a bit of shading everywhere if you want. You know, give a quick hint of what, you know, it could look like. You know, you could have one like this where you can see where your shading sort of goes. But yeah, that is the basic structure of how to draw a face. You know, like I said, the key things, you want to get your eyes, your nose, and your mouth kind of in the right spots. You know, and this formula really will help with that. I hope you like it. Check out my videos. I'll do one for a female face as well. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, people. Peace.